Today we're going to be asking exactly what is an alpha male in our society today. I'm Dyann Bridges, and this is another podcast segment of the Body House Chronicles. Let's get started. So, gentlemen, you've probably noticed how women love strong men and how they gravitate toward them. So why is that? And how can you be that guy? We're going to explore that. This type of man that attracts women and brings out their sexy, flirty best is often known as an alpha male. And it's actually much simpler to become an alpha male than you might think. A lot of it has to do with how you view yourself in relation to other men and women. And yes, of course, confidence is at the core of being an alpha male. But it's also about knowing who you are, what you're good at, and presenting yourself to the world in a cool, calm, collected, and authoritative way. The bottom line is, you need to know how to lead. It's a little bit tricky, but once you understand the principles of what it means to be a so-called alpha male, it's not that difficult. So, although good looks, money, and a great physique can attract women, we all know that beautiful women are often attracted to kind of ordinary or even homely looking men. They might hook up with him for a night or end up marrying him. And although a very attractive woman may not find her husband physically really attractive, it's more his way. He knows how to take charge in life. He's strong enough to just allow her to simply be a woman and just relax around him, and she doesn't have to worry about anything. She doesn't have to worry about whether she's desirable or not because he's made it clear that she is very desirable to him. She doesn't have to worry about taking care of every aspect of every situation, which women often feel like they need to and get overwhelmed because he's holding up his end. She knows she can rely on him. He's a true teammate. This is important. A lot of this is just consistency. Instead of sinking into fear, just say, I got this. See how far that goes for you, gentlemen. So where exactly did the term alpha male come from? And it seems to have originated from some studies in the 1940s, and a scientist called David Meach, who is still around today, was studying wolves. And from what he observed from watching wolf packs, is that there was one male who would fight the rest of the males to gain his place as the leader. Now the trouble was, it's easiest to observe wolf packs in captivity. And they discovered later that actually wolves in captivity behave quite a bit differently than they do in the wild. However, it's extremely difficult to follow and observe wolves in the wild for any length of time, only because they are just so elusive, and it's just difficult to track them and watch them. So a lot of the behavior that he was noticing from these wolves were in a confined environment, not unlike, say, human beings in a concentration camp, a little bit, when you think of it. It's not a bad analogy. So if you can imagine the difference there, put under the kind of pressure that captivity would, it would make the males more aggressive. Later on, Meach changed his research, and the so-called alpha male became the breeding male. In any pack, there is usually one female wolf that gets bred, and she will bear cubs. And there might be one, maybe two males that will breed with her, but there will be a dominant male or the breeding male. But basically what he says is that wolves create families. A male and female wolf come together and have some offspring, and that's the pack. Sometimes there's a lone wolf or straggler that will be picked up by the group, but most wolf packs are not huge. So that's the origin of the alpha male. However, alpha, beta, and omega, in reference to behavior and personality in groups, still hang on today because they actually do describe a certain type of behavior. We're going to stick with the alpha today, though. And I found this really great quote from The Modern Man. It's a website where they do life coaching for men and help them with dating and relationships with women. So here goes. The number one thing women respond to is how much of an alpha male a guy is around her and people in general. If he displays the traits of an alpha male, most of the work is done and she is ready to be his. All he has to do is talk to her and guide her from a conversation to a kiss to sex and into a relationship. Regardless of the culture or country, men who don't display alpha male traits always find it difficult to attract and maintain the interest of women. They also find that other alpha males don't show them much respect in social situations. If you are currently not an alpha male, you can learn how to become an alpha male very quickly and easily. By learning how to be an alpha male, you will notice immediate changes in the way that women respond to you in terms of attraction and sexual desire. You will also notice that other alpha males instantly begin showing you more respect. More people want to be your friend, and that your prior insecurities and social fears suddenly disappear. Now, I want to comment a little bit on this, where he says, all an alpha male has to do is talk to a woman and guide her from a conversation to a kiss to sex and then into a relationship. That actually has merit. And I say that as a woman who really likes equality. But this is where the sexes differ. Women want to be led into a relationship. This is how it goes. Men see a woman that he finds attractive. He goes over, he talks to her. He finds her interesting. Now he finds her physically attractive and intellectually stimulating, and maybe they laugh a bit, and now she has an opportunity to see what he's made of. This is important. A woman might find a man attractive right off the bat, but her mind hasn't necessarily gone to the sexual part right away like yours has. It's just the way it works. Women want to know that there's more to a man than just his appearance. So strength and authority without aggression is very important. A man still needs to pay attention to a woman and pick up her cues where she's might be uncomfortable with something or where she's very interested in something and sort of leans into it. So you've got to pay attention, and she'll notice when you do. You've got to understand as an alpha male that women don't think like men. So she's wanting to make sure that you're going to make her feel comfortable and, yes, safe, as cliched as that sounds. Men do most of the damage on this planet. This is no secret. So if you have that much power, you need to wield it carefully. So on some primal level, that's what she's trying to determine. How you're going to wield your power with her. How comfortable and safe is she going to feel around you? And it is true, if a man never really quite learns how to find his strength and confidence as a man, he never will do very well with women, and other men will see him as weaker, and he just won't get as much respect from either gender. So do yourselves a favor, gentlemen, and find that place inside yourself where the power lies. It's in your hands. And we need you to take ownership and to become an alpha male. Thank you. This is your host, Dyann Bridges, and you've been listening to The Body House Chronicles.